Hello, everyone. My name is Holly Hartman, and I am a business and relationship coach. And welcome to day 5 of the 7-day No Complaining Challenge. I am so super duper proud of you for showing up for yourself. So, if you have been able to just become aware of how much you're complaining and try to shift and make some of those reframing, then you're doing amazing. You're doing much better than anybody else that didn't try this challenge and aren't challenging the way they're thinking and believing. And so I really want to celebrate you. I know some people, it feels overwhelming because you didn't realize up until this point, maybe how bad you have been complaining or how much you have been complaining. And so today I'm going to talk a little bit about complaining as a coping mechanism or versus a learned behavior. Now, oftentimes, we maybe have been brought up in a home full of lots of chronic complainers. So that might have been our normal. And something I like to say to the singles that I work with of red flags turn to green flags when it's our normal. So maybe we work in work environments where a lot of people are complaining and that's just the norm. Or we have grown up in a family where maybe we had mental health issues that were existing or health issues that were happening in our family. And so the chronic complaining was just the norm. So what I want to do today is give you some tools because this may have been a really big challenge for you, and for a lot of people it has been. And so my encouragement here is I want to give you some tools to kind of interview yourself or do some self-reflections to go, am I using complaining as a coping mechanism? Some of us use it as a way to de-stress, to get it out, to expel, and we don't always know why we're doing it. So I'm going to give you 5 questions you can stop and ask yourself. So let's just say you've noticed that maybe you've reduced your complaining a little bit, but sometimes the complaining is a signal that something is off. Something might be out of balance in our life, whether it's with the people we work with, the people that we live with, the circumstances we're in, could be about finances, whatever it is. Sometimes the complaint is an alarm system for us. And if we take the time to ask these questions of ourselves, then sometimes it'll bring some more awareness and we may not have to go down the complaining route. Maybe we can go into finding the solution. So thank you for everybody that's on. If you're here watching, say hello and put it down in the chat. Would love to see who's here. And then also if you're watching as the replay, because I know I'm posting these during the day, feel free to come in and type replay. And what have you experienced? Good, bad, and different. What have you experienced since you've been doing this challenge? This helps me to make sure I'm bringing the value of what you need to hear or want to hear in order to continue this journey and shift some of our behavior. So say hello down below. Love to get to know you and see who's here. I'm loving seeing all the responses that are coming in on this challenge. So thank you for being here and reward yourself for doing this work. So we're going to get into it. The 5 questions you can ask yourself if you notice that you're complaining. All right, so this is going to bring us some more self-awareness, why we might be using this as a coping mechanism. So the very first question is, what do I feel right now? So slowing down enough to go, okay, Holly, I am ready to complain. I know something's going on. And so I have to ask that question, what do I feel right now? What's going on? And so, for instance, if I'm in traffic and somebody cuts me off, I might feel anger and like rage and frustration. I go, okay, I honor that. Like I think anybody normally would if somebody cut you off, or you might feel like jolted or surprised. What is your body feeling in that moment? And I'll also put a list of feelings list because a lot of us really have not taken the time to actually tap into what our feelings are. And that in itself might be a challenge for you to go, I don't even know what I feel, Holly. I don't even know how to put words to it. So I'm going to put a feelings list in our group as well. So that might be helpful to guide you. And then the next question that you ask yourself, is this complaint valid? Is it valid? You may or may not believe it is. Depends on what the situation is. So just looking at it and stopping to reframe your mind and go, is this a legitimate complaint? Is this legitimate that I feel this way? And if it's valid, great. If it's not valid, great. That's information for you to know. So the third question that you would ask yourself is, what can I do to solve the issue I'm complaining about? So just like we talked about yesterday, where we were talking about dealing with chronic complainers, and we try to bring it back to their awareness of like, what kind of solution can you do for yourself? Bringing it back to the solution. So sometimes we don't have that other person to do that with us and mirror it back to us, because oftentimes until we did this challenge, we didn't know we were complaining. So we got the self-awareness down. We're like, okay, I'm complaining. I'm catching myself. I've got to look and see, what do I feel right now? So my feelings are valid. Whatever I'm feeling is valid. And then, but is the complaint valid? And then the next thing is, what can I do to solve the issue that I'm complaining about? Right then and there might stop you from going down the route of just complaining for 15 minutes straight and sliming everybody around you, to going, oh, I do have control over this situation. I do have something I can do to shift. There are solutions available, and these are what potentially could be a solution. So it starts to take you out of that intense feeling that you might have been experiencing, and allows you to bring it down and take it step by step to look at it in a different way. So number 4 question that you would ask yourself is there someone who can support me in solving this issue? So maybe you don't have the resources to figure it out, but maybe you know somebody else that can. Or let's just say you have an issue with somebody at work. And like, let's see, one of the describers that they had was, you've got somebody that's at work that is maybe hogging the meeting, and you don't ever have a voice. And so instead of going and complaining to your coworkers like, oh, this person's always this, and they never let me talk, and if you go in that complaining route to some of your other coworkers, then you might be gossiping, you might be spreading rumors, you might be spewing things that you wouldn't normally say, but because you have an elevated emotion about it. Or you can go, okay, what's a solution? A solution might be that I reach out to my boss and schedule a meeting and address this issue and say, in these circumstances, I don't feel like I have a voice. I would like to have a voice. What would you suggest I do? So we're going to the source of where the solution might actually come from. So we're staying in the solution. And then the 5th question that you can ask yourself if you find yourself complaining is this a reoccurring complaint, or is this a one-off situation? Again, our complaints are a warning signal oftentimes of what something is not right. Something in our life is unbalanced. So we can look at it in gratitude. Okay, thank you for this awareness. Something's off balance. What is that? Is it a one-off situation? And then in that point, like, can I let it go? Can I just release it? Was it just an accident? Is it worth just like, poof, letting it go? Like the person cuts me off right then in that moment. It's like, do I want to carry that home with me to where like everybody in my family gets slimed? No. It's like, okay, that was a one-off situation. Whatever, it happens. Give them blessings, whatever. Let it go. Don't take that energy home with you. So again, I'm going to read these 5 questions. What do I feel right now? What does your body feel? Is the complaint valid? What can I do to solve the issue that I'm complaining about? Is there someone who can support me in solving this issue? And is this a reoccurring complaint or one-off situation? So be careful when you're interviewing yourself. You don't want to go down the critic mode and where you're being your own self-critic or self-judgment, and then you like feel worse. That's not going to be helpful, right? But the idea of this is to slow down enough to identify maybe what the issue is, and that maybe there is a solution. And then you don't have to keep repeating this complaint, because we can go directly to the source of the thing that can help us, or we can let it go. If there really is no solution, then the only solution is to let it go or change where we're at, right? And that would be another solution. So I just wanted to say thank you for coming on today as we talked a little bit more about complaining as a coping mechanism and some of the ways that you can do to ground yourself in some really quick questions you can ask yourself to go, okay, what can I do about this situation? And these are questions you can also give to another friend or a coworker if you notice that they are struggling with complaining too. So again, down below, maybe share with me your gratitudes, what you're experiencing so far, a challenge that you might be experiencing with this, and what you hope to, or maybe your successes. I'd love to hear your feedback from you. What are you gaining from this? Because I want to continue to help you, and I'm here to help you grow. I'm here to help you connect to yourself, and I'm just glad that I can offer this value to you today. So many blessings to you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.